Now, we're at the business end of the season, but unusually for Man United, they'll have had a 24-day break between their last game away at Bournemouth and Monday's clash against Leeds. So, Michael Carrick has brought his squad to Dublin for an intensive training camp ahead of their final 7 games of the season. There's plenty on the line for the United boss, not least Champions League qualification and trying to get the job beyond the end of the season. Michael, thank you so much for inviting us out here to Dublin to overlook some of your training camp that you're doing. 4 days out in Dublin. Why did you want to come here?
Mixed reasons, to be honest. I think we've had a little bit of time between games, and it's a little bit unique, really. You know, 24 days between Premier League games. I think it's just kind of a record. Yeah. So,
did you ever have that as a player yourself? Did you ever have that amount of gap?
Not. We probably had an extended time, but I think it doesn't feel as long as that because of the internationals and the boys going away anyway and playing games, and so it's not like you're totally shutting down for that amount of time. You know, the boys have been quite busy, so it's kind of getting everyone back together and a little bit refocused. There's obviously been a lot of talk about World Cups over the last couple of weeks, and understandably so. And boys are all over the world, and it's just getting us back together. You know, we got an important run in, and spirits have been good. The lads have been really good, actually, and it's nice to be back around each other. So to come and have, you know, some 3 or 4 days of real serious training and good focus, a little bit of downtime and spending time with each other as well. So it's we've met a lot of supporters already, and they came to greet us at the airport and at the hotel. So we know what the fan base is like out here. So it's nice to share that as well.
It's a very unique scenario, this one, I have to admit, because I never thought I would be saying that I would interview a teammate of my own, because it was nearly a year ago that you and I were sat next to each other in the dressing room.
Teammate as well, you were, by the way.
I was getting everyone's minds in it for Soccer Aid. Yeah. But yet here we are. But there's another teammate of yours that I want to talk about, an ex-teammate, Antonio Valencia. I don't know if you've seen it, he's signed up to Wythenshawe AFC, the Sunday League team, a veterans team.
I didn't know he had, but I know of the team,
He's now there. How do you think he'll get on at a team like that? Bit of Sunday League for Antonio.
He'll be fine, Antonio. He just, whether he plays right back, right wing, or whatever he plays, he's always... I played a couple of games with him for like the Legends game over the last few years as well, and he's a great guy, Antonio. So I didn't know he had signed up for that, but... Got some team, aren't they, them boys?
Yeah, he'll fit into the Sunday League vibe pretty well.
Yeah, he'll do all right, yeah. He'll do all right.
Now, there was big news today for Manchester United. Harry Maguire, a brand new deal. I mean, how good is it to get that out there for I guess, for the club, you know, to show the commitment that they're making to him, but also for him as a player? Yeah,
obviously for so many different reasons. We're delighted that Harry's agreed and it's been done, and I think stability and consistency is important. He's been through everything at this club. He knows what it's all about. The way he handles himself, his character, and he's been terrific since I've came back, and credit to him for that, really, you know. And I think the experience is important. We got a really good mix within the squad of some really talented and high-end ability-wise younger players. We got a good number in what we kind of class as the peak years, and Harry's obviously at that stage where he is getting a little bit further down the line in terms of career, but it doesn't diminish the importance of what he can be, and the example and the understanding, and a little bit of just knowing what it feels like to be here, and so to have him around for longer is fantastic for all of us at the club.
Was that a decision that you were involved in as well to extend his stay?
No, I was part of discussions. I think it's obviously a little bit unique as well in terms of the end of the season, but it wasn't a difficult decision. So I think that's what I mean. I think everyone who's part of it everyone's delighted that it's worked out so quickly, really.
How important is he to have, you know, not just for his club but for his nation?
Yeah, well, that's what he's been through so much and seen so much and achieved so much in his time, and he's had some kind of more challenging times, and that kind of shapes you as a person, as a player anyway, and it just shows you how well he did for England again after being out for a period of time, and he just stepped in there and played ever so well again, and he's an important part of the team. So it didn't surprise me at all.
Yeah. So I mean, Harry's one of the players that will be staying. He's got his new contract. One of the players that will be leaving, however, in the summer is Casemiro. A player of supreme football intelligence. He's been there. He's done it all. On a replacement for Casemiro, at the club, would you ever be tempted to pick his brain to say, who do you think could fill this role?
No, listen, players and teams evolve all the time, and there's always players that leave football clubs and some are bigger and more important than others, but Cassie's been fantastic since I came, and got a lot of respect for him and how he's gone about that, how he's dealt with the whole situation, and obviously the career that he's had. But he's been great since I've came here, and seems to be really enjoying himself. And I think the clarity has helped everything really to make the most of kind of what's left, and that's fine. That's how it is. I wouldn't say necessarily to replacing players. I think over the years we've lost some huge players at this football club, and sometimes you maybe go down a different route. Sometimes it's similar. Everyone's got to bring their own personality, their own character, their own demeanour to the game. So. Listen, there's obviously the discussions. It's no secret that in terms of what we'll need going into next season. But I speak to Casemiro a lot. I like the way he thinks, the way he speaks, the way he acts. So I've lent on him quite a bit.
Yeah, it was interesting what you said there about clarity and being able to get the best out of players when there is that clarity. Do you think? How much do you think it'll affect? Or does it affect, the targets that you're looking for in the summer when there's not that necessary clarity around the manager's position? How much do you think that can have an effect?
It's difficult for me to say, really. I think the football club as a whole, in general, is I'd like to think there was one that players would want to play for, and I've been fortunate enough to do it myself, and I'm biased, of course, but there's nowhere else like it when things are going well, and you're trying to achieve something, so I think the biggest thing is players that want to play for this club and for the right reasons. I think that's vital. On
the manager's job, is that something that you would personally prefer to sort out as soon as possible, or are you just happy to keep doing what you're doing and what will be at the end of the season?
I understand the situation, I understand where we were at when we kind of came back in January, and what the plan was for the rest of the season, and then what the possibilities are in the summer. So I don't think that's changed at this point. Things will get sorted when they'll get sorted, and for me it's just about trying to do the best job that we can, and certainly plan for the future and for the good of the football club and for the good of the players and the squad, and to be fair to them, I'm not coming to get through to the end of the season and then deal with what's next. I think it's important that we make a plan and follow that through for the squad to get stronger. And well, if that's I'm part of it, then I'm part of it. If it's not for whatever reason, then that's the situation that I kind of walked into. But I'm certainly enjoying it. I'm loving it. It's.
I was going to say, how much of it is like, there's so much pressure, but there must be when you're standing there on the touchline, and you're at Old Trafford and you are the manager of Manchester United. Do you still get that kind of pinch me kind of moment?
Yeah, there's parts of that. There's parts of it that, and I'm not being blasé at all when I say this, but there's parts of it that's kind of what I've known for so long. In terms of, you say, the pressure, it's just something that I've lived with for a long time, really. And it's slightly different because you're leading in different ways. But what's expected here, and how you want to go about things to achieve things, and the amount of support we have, the amount of scrutiny that's on, that's just something that it's just pretty much becomes normal after a while. So it doesn't feel as big as it probably looks from the outside for me personally, just because I've been here for 20 years, kind of when I started at the club, and there's definitely the element of such a privileged position and the responsibility that comes, and that's a huge motivation, to want to do well.
We were looking at the fact that no Englishman has ever won the Premier League as managers. There's no English manager has won the Premier League. Do you think part of that is almost because they know the weight of that job and they know the scrutiny that comes with a job like Man United manager? It's got to change, surely. At some point, we've got to find an English
No,
manager.
yeah,
It could be yourself.
I'd love that to be the case, yeah, for sure. At some point, you'd like to think it would happen, yeah. And just for whatever reason, it hasn't. The timing's important as well, you know. And you know, we're fortunate to have a manager here for quite a period of time. It wasn't necessarily, he definitely wasn't English, but he was hugely successful. But I think it is what it is. Yeah, of course, that would, if it got to the stage when and that was me, then yeah, that would be pretty amazing. But and listen, that's got to be the goal at some point, you know, for this football club to get back to winning league titles. It's where we want to be.
I'll tell you what, it is such a privilege being able to come out here and take a look at the training. There's a player who's literally just walking past you right there, Bruno Fernandes. How deserving
surprised you can hear him still as well.
Yeah. How deserving is Bruno of those shouts of, you know, Player of the Year for this season?
Yeah, I think hugely. I think he's the impact that he's had on the group for quite a period of time now is really impressive in different ways, and he's always there. He always puts himself forward, and his attitude and his approach to the game, and he understands what it means to play here and the role that he plays in that. And then to put the level of performance consistently, not just this season, but for a long period of time, but this season especially, I think he's had a big impact. He's done great since I came back as well, and so yeah, I think he's got to be right up there as deserving as anyone for that kind of award.
I wanted to ask you though as well, because obviously your time under Sir Alex, how do you think? How much do you think Sir Alex would have loved to have had a player like Bruno Fernandes in that team?
Yeah, he liked good players, you know, and he liked good players that could impact matches. So it's difficult to compare. I think it's always a tricky one. You know, when you go down the route of comparing players in different teams, but certainly I think his ability and I think the fact when he's there in big moments is the major factor really in all of that. Yeah,
I know you're another former teammate, Wayne Rooney. He'll go back and he'll talk about that 08 team and you know, and say, oh no, this team was the best. This was it. Do you think Bruno could get into that side?
No, that's what I mean. I think it's just so difficult to say. I don't think it's fair to anyone, to be honest, just to be labelled that. It's not even fair to Bruno to be, you know, it is what it is. I think talking about evolving earlier with Casemiro and things evolve and change over time, and timing's one thing, and players, different styles sometimes comes and goes. I think Bruno just showed that he's a top player, you know, and he's produced for so long, and that was a pretty good team, I have to say, though.
He might just make it in. We'll see. Michael, thank you so much, man.
Nice one.
Good luck for the game.
Good to see you, mate. Thank you very much.